Whatever happened to Alissa Violet? She was at one point at the top of the internet influencer mountain. She would be pulling in millions of views in her YouTube videos. She would be seen collaborating with Jake Paul and was a member of his Team 10. To then being a founding member of Clout Gang, making videos in the Clout House with other popular influencers such as Ricecom, Faze, Chantel, Jeffries, and the list goes on. Not to mention her infamous viral diss track against Jake Paul, It's Every Night Sis. But what let her out of the spotlight? Where is she now? It started in Ohio, the day before she graduated high school, when she went to a local shopping mall and she met Jake Paul there, who at the time was having a fan meetup.
So I was at the mall one day, and there was all these like little girls running around the mall, and I was just like, what the frick is this? Is Justin Bieber here or something? And I didn't know what was going on. So my friend and I like rolled down the window. We rolled down the window, we're like, yo, what's going on? All these little girls, like, oh my God, the Viners, Jake and Logan Paul are here at the mall. Like they just got kicked out. They're going to do a meet and greet. Like, will you please take us there? And I was just like, who? And they're like, oh, you know, like the app Vine was huge back then. It was like 2014. And then I was just like, yeah, whatever. So these girls were like, please, can you take us to their next location? Like, we're 12 years old. We don't have a car. Our parents dropped us off at the mall. And I was just like, yeah, cool, whatever. Hop in, kids. So like, me and my friend and I took a bunch of random little girls to like their meet and greet or whatever. We didn't know who it was. So then we dropped off like all these little girls. We're like, all right, bye guys, you know, run along, have fun. Like, why don't we just get out of the car and see who it is? We get out of the car, and then somehow Jake got my phone and his phone number in my phone so I could text him later. Jake and I became really good friends.
Soon after, the two would text and talk all the time. Eventually, Jake and Logan would move to LA, and when they would come back to Ohio, Jake would text Alissa that he was back in town and they would hang out. Eventually, Jake invited Alissa to come to LA with him so that they could work together and help her become a model.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like, there's no way. He was like, well, why don't you just like fly out here for 2 weeks and, you know, just see how it is, see if you like it, and I can introduce you to a bunch of my friends, I can introduce you to modeling agencies.
Alissa was skeptical at first, but then he told her to just come out for 2 weeks, just to try things out, and meet the people and see if she likes the vibes there.
Right, yeah, let's do it. I flew out to LA for 2 weeks. We were we weren't together, but we were definitely a thing. It was like the cutest 2 weeks of my entire life. Like, it was so adorable. He was so sweet to me. We started to like really like each other.
During her time there, she met up with 5 modeling agencies and 4 offers to sign her right off the bat. After the 2 weeks, she went back to Ohio to think about her future.
I had no idea of my potential. Like, okay, I have to make a big decision on which modeling agency to sign with and like what exactly to do. So, and I flew back home to Ohio. Fast forward to summer 2015, packed all my shit up, bought a car, drove out here with my mom, and started living in LA.
When she arrived, she would collaborate with Jake. Eventually, Alissa signed a contract with him that for the next 5 years, he would get 20% of all of her earnings. It's important to mention that when she came back to LA for good, she also signed a contract with Maverick Media, owned by Logan Paul.
Originally, I signed a contract with Maverick Media and 10 Digit Media. Maverick Media was Logan Paul, 10 Digit Media was Jake Paul. And that was like June 2015.
So you signed a contract with Logan?
With Logan and Jake.
What? What does that mean?
Just basically, to sum up, me being in their videos and then them helping me out with like following and like modeling and connecting me with their like people that they know for modeling or acting or whatever.
You being in Logan's videos too?
Logan
as
and Jake's
what?
videos. Just hot girl, I don't know.
She signed with them in June of 2015. It was a 5-year contract for both contracts. She would star not only in Jake's videos, but she would also be in Logan's videos, mostly just as clickbait. However, after the first year, Logan released Alissa from the contract because he didn't feel right taking her percentage.
And after like a year went on, Logan like called me and was like, hey, like I don't really feel comfortable taking a percentage of you, like, or I'm like, you can leave the contract, like I just don't want to take a percentage of you, it just doesn't feel right. And I thought that was dope. I was like, oh shit, like someone realizes like I'm not a whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was really nice about the whole thing.
Starting from November of 2015 to February of 2017, Alissa would help Jake make content on his YouTube channel, and he would help her with her own career. The two of them, along with the rest of Jake's team, would film tons and tons of videos and content on Vine and collabing on there with other influencers like Lele Pons, Logan Paul, Amanda Cerny, and the list goes on. Alissa would also make tons of YouTube videos for her channel as well, on top of helping Jake with his. Besides also being in the videos, another important aspect would be that Jake would have Alissa be the thumbnail for his vlogs and would notice his videos would get more views. The thumbnails themselves would be very provocative and over the top crazy. During that time period, Alissa would see massive exponential growth on her YouTube channel and her other social media. Jake would help take her to new heights with her career as an internet personality. However, when the cameras were off, a lot of personal problems and drama would begin to occur. Going back to late 2015, ever since Alissa first moved in with Jake, she stated that they would sleep in the same bed together. They would hook up, but never actually were an official couple.
Okay, so you weren't really official.
No.
Then what was it?
It was just hooking up, and like, I chased him for so long. I wanted him to be like my boyfriend, and I was just so confused. I would confront him every day, being like, what are we? Like, I need to know. This hurts so bad. Like, so much that I need to know what we are. And he was always just brushing it off, being like, oh, I don't know what we are. Like, we'll figure it out. Da da da. Like, I have to go to an audition. I have to go film. Like, we never really established what we were. But we were together, but we weren't. That doesn't make sense.
Okay.
He would then have girls over all the time at the house. He would tell her not to worry about it, but it turned out he was hooking up with them all. Later on, he would flat out tell Alissa to leave the house for a bit because he was going to have girls over and have sex with them. Not to mention, Jake would play mind games with her by being chill and respectful one day, and then the next he would be rude to her. He would do this cycle so many times and emotionally manipulate her for a long time, according to Alissa.
So then as time goes on, just brings more girls over, and then he would be with me, and then he would have a girl over, and then 2 days later he'd be with me, and then we'd be together, and then we'd not be together, and then we'd fight, and I'd be pissed because he'd bring girls over, and he didn't think he was doing anything wrong, and I was like, you can't just be with me one night, and then like the next night treat me like shit and bring a girl over. I don't know, just really messed up.
As time went on though, they would continue to do a lot of vlogs and pranks in their YouTube videos. Unfortunately, Alissa was on the receiving end of those said pranks and felt like he was going too far with his prank videos. She would see a side of Jake Paul that she didn't like. During that time period, Alissa Violet claimed that Jake Paul would be very abusive physically and emotionally. Eventually, Alissa Violet would reach her breaking point and couldn't keep up with the abuse anymore, and she hooked up with Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul, as revenge. It started when Jake Paul was going on a snowboarding trip with his friends and the rest of the team, and he told her to stay. Later that night, Alissa would text Logan if he wanted to hang out. Jake Paul was going to a lodge to go snowboarding with all of his friends, and Alissa stated that she wanted to go as well.
And he was like, oh no, you need to like stay here. And there was no one else. Everyone in the house was going with them. And then I was like, well, why can't I go? He was like, oh, well, there's this girl going and I really want to have sex with her, and I just don't want you to like get in the way of that or whatever.
While she was alone at the house, she texted Logan Paul to go and hang out. Eventually, Alissa and Logan, along with some other friends, went to a nightclub in LA, and afterwards she hooked up with Logan.
So hurt, I was so disgusted. I just was at my breaking point, and then I hit up Logan and I was like, yo, like let's hang out. And then we all went to a club, like a bunch of our friends together, and then me and Logan hooked up. And I don't even feel comfortable saying that out loud. Like I'm still disgusted by it, because it's not who I am. Like shaking.
After Alissa and Logan Paul smashed, she asked him not to say anything to Jake or anybody.
It was like, please don't ever like tell Jake, I don't ever want this to get out, like it was so stupid. And he was like, listen, like I'm a savage, I'm a maverick.
Oh, fuck.
Despite it never being clear on how the news broke out that they slept together, whether it was somebody from Logan's inner circle of friends or if he himself told Jake, the news got out regardless and it broke the internet.
So, I'm sure you guys want to know what's going on right now. Basically this, Jake's kicking me out.
Soon after finding out what Alissa had done, Jake Paul kicked Alissa Violet out of the Team 10 house on February 20th, 2017.
I've been asking her to move out for the longest time, and she hasn't done it. And she technically like doesn't live here. It's technically my house. And like I can't stand to like see her face anymore just because like she's hurt my feelings and stuff like that. But we're basically gonna be moving her out, and I'm guessing she's gonna like make up a ton of stuff, predicting it before it happens. She says she's gonna like try and ruin my life. So yeah, I mean.
Alissa went on to clarify once again that he fabricated a fake story to make himself look good, and they weren't together at all, so she doesn't understand why he got so angry that she slept with Logan. Her and Jake have a crazy battle on Twitter, and she receives tons of hate online. People would be commenting on her posts calling her a whore and were slut-shaming her nonstop. They would also say things like she was being ungrateful and because of Jake, she only blew up. Many members of Team 10 took to Jake's side in the conflict, including Erica, who had become a close friend of Alissa's during her time on the team. After Alissa was kicked out, she moved in with Chantel Jeffries, her longtime friend.
Can I get the Hoya? No one's ever there for me.
On May 20th, 2017 though, Jake and Team 10 uploaded a music video called It's Everyday Bro, where they diss Alissa Violet and throw shade at her.
And you know I kick them out if they ain't with the crew. Yeah, I'm talking about you begging for attention, talking shit on Twitter too. But you still hit my phone last night. It was 4:52 and I got the text approved and all the recordings too. Don't make me tell them the truth and I just
Panera is your home, so stop calling my phone.
Wait, didn't you work at Panera or something?
Yeah.
I heard that somewhere.
Dude, I worked at Panera in high school. Oh my god.
Wait, so she was roasting you?
Yeah. Dude, she's literally on Team 10 because of me. Like nobody
What?
wanted to sign her, and like legit I had to convince everyone to sign her.
So why is she backstabbing you in this song?
but you still hit my phone last night. It was 4:52 and
Don't tell me you texted him yesterday at 4:52.
Hold on.
Is he talking about you again? You did text him.
Yeah, I said I will always be here for you even if you don't want me to be.
Yeah, and you're being nice to him.
I wanted to...
Why is he being so mean to you?
At the time of the upload, Alissa was still living with Chantel, and during her time there, Chantel suggested to Alissa to hit up Ricegum, a good friend of hers, and ask him if he wanted to help her make a diss track towards Jake as a way to retaliate back. Now, at this particular time, Rice was blowing up like crazy and was dominating the YouTube scene with his diss tracks.
phone in my face, now her screen cracked. Bitch really tried to make a move. She playing games like 2K, but I spent that on my sweater too. Wrist looking like the 50 bands from that last.
He was roasting other YouTubers and influencers such as Jesse, Gabby Hanna, Jacob Sartorius, Taylor Kniff, and the list goes on and on. He was living in LA as well. He had been living in the Clout house with Faze Banks and other members of the Faze clan since April of 2017. Rice agreed to help Alissa out, and on June 10th, 2017, they released the diss track video It's Every Night Sis, and it goes viral. Their song went viral and got around 60 million views at the time of the upload. As of today, a couple years later, it stands at 190 million views. The song went platinum on the US Billboard charts. That same month, during her time working on the song with Ricegum, she was introduced to Faze Banks and they immediately hit it off. Shortly after, they came out publicly as a couple during one of Banks' YouTube vlogs called My New Girlfriend. It was uploaded on his channel on June 22nd, 2017. Following the success of the Jake Paul diss track, Ricegum and Alissa Violet continued growing in subscribers and were pulling in millions of views on all of their other future videos as well. Shortly after, Alissa would move into the Clout house with her boyfriend Banks. Shortly after that, Alissa, Ricegum, Faze Banks, along with other influencers such as Summer Rae, Wolfie, Carrington Durham, would come together to form their own content house called Clout Gang. Following the success of their song and of their newly formed Clout Gang content house, they would get into a back and forth roast battle with Jake Paul and Team 10. Each content house would upload diss videos and then upload response videos right back. For example, Chant and Anthony uploaded a video titled Confront the Bully, where they would show up at the Clout house asking people where Ricegum was because they were gonna fight him. Ricegum would then upload a response video titled Team 10 members come to my house, where he goes on to say he would slap him if they ever do that again. A couple days later, Rice along with Summer Rae ran into them outside of the Gucci store, and they would get into a confrontation and argue back and forth.
I was just out shopping with some girls, and then out of nowhere, these guys are just screaming insults. Bitch, you're a bitch. Slap me. Just screaming at me.
I'm right here. You can smack me, bro.
You were to come to my house.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying you're a bitch. Just shut your mouth, dude. Please, just don't talk to me. I'm saying you're a bitch.
This cycle would continue for a while with other members of Clout Gang as well. However, things took a darker turn when in mid-August of 2017, Jake uploaded a now deleted video on his channel titled My Assistant Was Assaulted, where he blamed Alissa Violet's boyfriend Banks that he supposedly choked and hit his assistant at a nightclub in LA called Warwick. Banks made a response video called My Girlfriend Was Assaulted, where he denied the accusations and stated that this was totally false. In the end of the video, Banks states that he will be suing Jake Paul, Erica Costel, and Jake's assistant Meg for defamation of character and slander. Meanwhile, Alissa during this time period is collabing with Ricegum and Banks and Chantel. She's vlogging and posting on a consistent level on her YouTube channel. She was doing big numbers on her videos and pulling in millions of views and new subscribers every month. For example, on August 5th, 2017, she uploaded a video titled Best Friend Challenge. This particular video racked in a solid 11 million views and is her 4th most viewed video on her channel. She would average 2 to 5 million views, not to mention she would also do vlogs providing an in-depth look at her day-to-day life. Going back to the beef and drama with rival content house Team 10, eventually the beef between content houses started dying down, and a huge factor of that was because a lot of members of Team 10 were leaving. A majority of the core members left the team, including the Martinez twins, Nick Crompton, Chance, Anthony, and the list goes on. Alright, so back to Alissa. She continued posting consistently, not just on her YouTube, but was also active on other social media platforms as well, and continued growing and bringing in the big bucks. However, towards the end of 2017, Alissa took a lengthy break from YouTube because she stated in a video published on February of 2018 that she felt insecure about her appearance. She stated that she had gained 20 pounds and didn't feel comfortable at all being in front of a camera. This also occurred during the time that Alissa and Banks were attacked at a bar called Barley's in Ohio during a Thanksgiving trip to have Banks meet Alissa's family for the first time. Looking back, 2018 wasn't really an eventful year for Alissa's YouTube career. She had her ups and downs inconsistency when it came to her YouTube upload schedule. She uploaded her first video of the year in February titled Why I Quit YouTube, explaining why she had been absent from the platform. The video itself started off her year strong with 5 million views. She then didn't upload for almost 2 months. Her next upload after that wasn't until April 5th. The video itself is her and the rest of Clout Gang attending a party celebrating It's Every Night Sis going platinum. Her next upload was just a week later and it was Alissa playing Fortnite with Ricegum. Now at this particular time, Fortnite was at its peak popularity or nearing to it, and she along with other YouTubers decided to hop on the trend. It was a smart move, considering the video got a strong 4 million views. Her next upload after that was also a week later, and it showed her going to Coachella and just vlogging her experience there, and it reached 4 million views. However, her next upload was 2 months later, and the one after that was another 2 months as well in mid-August. This was exactly to what I was referring to earlier. Her inconsistent uploading schedule was starting to become a problem, and she was starting to see a decline in views. Irrelevant! With that being said, after coming back in August, that month and all the way through December were some of the bigger months for her that year. She posted 4 videos in August. 3 of those were her vlogging her trip through Europe while taking part in this event rally thing called Gumball 3000, where you drive to multiple countries in Europe in luxury sports cars. In the 3 vlogs, she can be seen just chilling, doing fan meetups, and joking with Rice, Banks, and the rest of the Clout Gang. Then go on to post 1 video in September, 3 in October, 3 in November, and just 1 in December. All of which are basically the same standard vlog where she would go about her day and record herself hanging out with her influencer friends and running errands or going on lavish vacations, things like that. Something I do want to point out though is that Alissa wasn't getting as many views unless she added other influencers or YouTubers to her titles and thumbnails. Ironic, right? For example, whenever she would add another influencer such as Chantel or Tessa Brooks, she would get more views. On those 3 videos, she would get higher than her average 2 million. With that being said, she was averaging 2 million views for those 11 videos, and things started to decline even more so in the following year of 2019. Initially, it started in 2018, but it became a lot more apparent in 2019 that she wasn't getting the same number of views that she used to before, and a vital contributing factor to that was that she wasn't involved in any drama or controversy that would pull extra eyes to her content. The lack of controversy or not being involved in drama wasn't a bad thing, it's just the way that things work on the internet. Controversy brings in a lot of views. Alissa back in 2016 through 2017 was able to earn tens of millions of views per video because of the major drama that she was involved in with Jake Paul at the time. Alissa started off the year of 2019 by uploading a video titled Pranking My Mom, She Freaked Out on January 9th. The content of the video itself has Alissa just doing a quick improv 40-second prank on her mom. The rest of the 12-minute vlog is essentially her just hanging out with her friends and having dinner with her family. Overall, very similar content that she's had for years. Never mixing it up, just vlogging her everyday life running errands. A whopping 3.5 months later in April, she uploaded another vlog sharing her experience in Coachella with her fellow influencer friends, Wolfie Cindy, and of course Chantel Jeffries. same recurring concept I've been discussing previously. Inactivity, inconsistency, and a lack of drama lowered her views and subscribers tremendously. The Coachella vlog itself is just her regular standard video, nothing out of the ordinary, and never mixing it up. On May 25th, 2019, she uploaded a vlog titled The Worst Day of My Life, where she attended her cousin's wedding. Now, I want everyone to keep this specific video in mind because it's going to be important in a later part of this video. On September 29th of that same year, Alissa uploads a video titled Buying My Mom Her Dream Purse, where she is seen in New York doing a business meeting. Furthermore, she has a modeling deal out there, and then she travels back to LA and just hangs out with her friends and family, and continues spoiling her mom with Louis Vuitton bags, which is something that I would like to do for mine as well. The comments on this video and many others also talk about her constant inactivity and talk about the issue with Banks. In 2019, Alissa and her longtime boyfriend Faze Banks broke up. At the time, Banks was well respected by Alissa's fanbase, since they noticed he was always spoiling her and taking care of her. However, when their breakup happened, it brought out a lot of dark truths to light. Apparently, it all started when on July 5th, 2019, Banks put out a tweet
that read, Alissa and I decided about a month ago that we should take some time apart. Love that girl to death, always will. I'll never say a bad word about her. This shit's about as hard as to deal with as it gets. Please respect our privacy through this.
A week ago before that though, people were believing a rumor that was going around that supposedly Banks had hooked up with Tana Mojo before in the past while him and Alissa were still together.
Hold on.
Did you and her ever have a thing?
Did we ever have a thing?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Have you ever had sex with Tana?
Tan is the homie.
Yeah.
I honestly, to be real with you, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Marrying.
Did I actually just admit to? Did this just happen? Listen, me. Oh my fucking god! It's my turn to talk. Let me talk. What you're about to say is,
she's got a TV show to promote. She could use a little anger.
Context. Oh my god, Tana, I am sorry. Alissa, I am so sorry. I love you dearly. No. The context is important. This was a very long time ago. This was way back. Wow, we're really
talking about.
Yeah, I was living in Lowell. No, you weren't. No, Jesus fucking Christ. No, it wasn't that. It was like fucking 3 years ago. Listen. Yeah, there's no big deal. The only reason why it's a big deal is because I'm Faze Banks and that's Tana Mojo.
Right.
Fuck, man, you just broke this shit.
No, everybody bangs.
I kept this a secret for 3 years.
Both Banks and Alissa had to come out and address that the rumors were false, and that he wasn't with Alissa yet during the time he hooked up with Tana. Anyways, back to the tweet. Banks tells everyone that he and Alissa were taking some time apart and that this had occurred about a month ago. 6 months later or so, Banks on December 1st of 2019 would tweet out randomly, "I love you," and Alissa then replied to his tweet saying, "Did you love me when you were hooking up with a random... Did you love me when you Snapchatted that girl in Vegas to come and you when I was at dinner with you? Did you love me when I was in Orlando for my cousin's wedding and you hooked up with a girl in our bed?" Now guys, remember that video that I told you to keep in mind titled The Worst Day of My Life? This is the wedding Alissa was referring to. It was uploaded on May 25th, 2019, exactly around a month before Banks tweeted out that him and Alissa were taking some time apart. Alright, so the incident in around late May of 2019 during the wedding supposedly wasn't the first time Banks had cheated. According to Alissa, the first time he did cheat was when she walked in on Banks in the guest wing of their home naked in their bed with a random girl. This happened around December of 2018. Supposedly she forgave him and they continued being together, but Banks in his tweet on December 2nd, 2019 stated that the experience was miserable. Alright y'all, so another thing that I was referring to when I said that some dark truths were brought to light was that during their back and forth argument on Twitter, Alissa revealed that during their relationship, Banks broke 8 of her phones, didn't care about their dogs, smashed Alissa's back windshield of the car that Chantel had gifted her, and would lie to her all the time about where he was at. So supposedly behind closed doors when the cameras were off, the relationship that they both shared was a lot different than what was displayed in the vlogs according to Alissa. A lot of people online were comparing this relationship to that of her and Jake Paul's. Many people found similarities in the two in that both guys disrespected her and treated her like trash.
Women are queens. If she breathes, she's a thought.
Immediately, everyone took Alissa's side in the incident, and many people were hating on Banks. He didn't at any point deny that he cheated, he was simply apologizing for what he had done. After the messy breakup and going on a back and forth fight with Faze Banks on the internet for the world to see, in late 2019, Alissa Violet would take some time off from YouTube. However, she would be very active on her other social media platforms. Her first upload on YouTube in 2020 was on March 1st, titled 24 Hours in Milan with Wolf Cindy. The content of the vlog itself is Alissa and her friend Wolfie Cindy going on this lavish vacation in Italy and attending some influencer event. Surprisingly, Alissa was quite active in the month of March. She uploaded 3 vlogs, all of which are vlogs of her on these luxurious vacations in destinations such as Abu Dhabi, Italy, Dubai, etc. With all of the expensive vacations she's going on, her finances are obviously very well off and clearly doesn't need to make YouTube videos to survive and pay rent. Her other business ventures with brand deals and her career in modeling are clearly very successful and paying off. Her final 2 videos were uploaded a massive 8 months later in late 2020 and were just her typical standard videos. She uploaded a video titled Dyeing My Hair Purple on September 16th, where she vlogs herself running errands, dyeing her hair purple obviously. Her final video, uploaded 6 months ago on November 30th, 2020, titled Affordable Try-On Haul, is a clothing haul video sponsored by the company Miss Pap. Like I said before, this is Alissa's most unpopular video on her channel with only 700k views, which is way below her average view count. It's fair to say that in 2020, YouTube content wasn't her main goal and moved on to other ventures such as modeling and making content on her other social media platforms. Not to mention, as we've discussed earlier, since 2018, 2019-ish, her views started to decline because of her inconsistent upload schedule and her lack of drama, and the year 2020 was no different. The only question that now remains is, where is Alissa Violet now? Whatever happened to her? Her spotlight in the internet mainstream arena has dwindled away and her abandoned YouTube channel does nothing but collect dust. What is she up to nowadays in the year of 2021? For the most part, Alissa's internet career for the past 2 years or so has been relatively drama-free. The only 2 exceptions being her breakup with Banks, and the other exception, which really didn't gain much momentum when it was uploaded, could be from December 2020 when Trisha Paytas calls out Alissa Violet for purposely trying to fake flaws and claiming to be overweight when Trisha believes she in fact does not.
Okay, so we definitely need to talk about this. While the body positivity movement is for everybody to feel good about themselves, it was started by larger people. People with bodies that they don't have to try and make look unattractive to societal norms. Thinner people in general get treated better online, pop culture, entertainment, and in real life by real people. This movement is not for people that have to, it is, because I know everyone's insecure about their body, but if you have to do that to make yourself look ugly or fat, there's a problem. It makes people like me that don't have to make it, yes, it makes it worse and more unattractive, and yes, I can make it a little skinnier, but this is my naturally standing body. It makes us feel worse. It makes us feel like crap. It doesn't help. But don't fake flaws that aren't there. She like hunched over to try to create a belly that she just doesn't have. And again, maybe she's insecure about not having a belly. I don't know what her insecurities are, but she doesn't have a belly. And that not only does it defeat the whole purpose of body positivity, but it really like triggered someone like me. And I think maybe a lot of other people, it's almost like you're mocking. I'm gonna sneeze. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not gonna sneeze. Or saying like, hey, I know I look like skinny standing up, but like look how fat and ugly I can be from this angle. And she's like, and she's making like ugly faces to go with it.
Also, Trisha feels like Alissa is setting a bad example for the young people that look up to her.
Be shown, but so many people are so scared to show their flaws because they're insecure, so they try and make something that's like not there. I don't get it. I don't like it. I think it's harmful. I think it's dangerous to the young generation on social media. I know it's harmful. These are the people that are growing up and being like, oh, like shit, I was, you know, they're looking at Alissa Violet now as fat, as, oh my god, that's a belly. It's not a belly. She's not fat.
But apart from those 2 exceptions, that's about the only drama she has been in the past couple of years. As time has gone by, I've noticed that Alissa has chosen to keep a lot of things private in her personal life, and one of them seems to be her falling out with her longtime close friend Chantel Jeffries. Her fans have also noticed this as well. They've noticed that they've unfollowed each other on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc, etc. It all seemed to have started around late October of last year, ever since they stopped showing up on any of each other's posts or stories. With that being said, there's no information out there as to why they are no longer friends. Perhaps in the future we'll know why, but for now, all we can do is speculate. While we're on the topic of her hidden personal life, Alissa has stated on her TikTok and Twitter that she has a boyfriend. However, not much is known about her new relationship. It seems that Alissa has chosen to keep this relationship private and not available to the public eye. So far this year, Alissa has just been very active on her Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. On her Twitter, she's tweeting all the time. She usually tweets very quirky, funny things, and occasionally she'll post her very sad, cryptic things that cause concern amongst her fans. On her Instagram though, she's constantly posting herself hanging out with her equally famous friends, living in these mansions, still living a very luxurious lifestyle. She's been keeping her inner circle small, only hanging out with her close group of family and friends. She's been hanging out with the likes of Carolina Adriana. She's a pageant girl. She won the Miss Nevada USA of 2018 and is the Miss USA second runner-up. She is signed with the LA modeling agency O Models. Another friend Alissa has is Cindy Kimberly, a very popular Instagram model with an impressive 6.6 million followers. Maria Rush, relatively unknown Instagram model, has a modest 24K on Insta. Not much else is known about her though. Something she has been involved in more often has been starring in music videos as the love interest girl. She's been in a few high profile videos already, such as Ian Dior's Holding On, and most recently in Machine Gun Kelly's Love Race, starring alongside TikTok star Noah Beck. This isn't something new to her. She had once starred in a music video once for her now former friend Chantel Jeffries back in 2019 for her hit song Chase the Summer featuring Jeremiah. She's still close with fellow Clout gang member Rice Gum. When asked about her in recent interviews, Rice had this to say about her.
Are you still friends with Alissa?
Oh hell yeah, I love Alissa, bro. Bro, I love Alissa, bro.
Would you guys ever do another song together?
Shit. Ask her, bro. Tell her to hop on the next track.
You guys actually killed that song. It was really good.
Banks recently stated in his Mom's Basement podcast that him and Alissa had been texting recently. Also, in one of Alissa's recent TikTok videos, she can be seen in the Faze house with Summer Rae. And I'm sure at the time of the video, Banks was probably not too far away considering he's one of the main owners of the Faze organization. Another recent event that occurred that indicated that Banks and Alissa are still in communication is on Alissa's birthday this year. Banks posted a picture of Alissa on her story wishing her a happy birthday. As for Jake Paul, supposedly Alissa was supposed to star as the love interest for one of Jake Paul's music videos in late 2019. He stated this in an Impulsive podcast episode.
This song came out and I noticed you went heavy on the promotion.
Yes.
And even like on your Instagram, like Alissa's face is plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
And you just posted about her again.
So I need you to elaborate here.
So that's where she was originally going to be in the music video.
Wow.
So
why did that fall
I sent her the song and like she was like, yeah, I'm down. Like I'm down to do it. Like let's figure it out. Like when is it? Okay, it's later in the week. Cool. Like yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Night before, like 11 p.m. 11 p.m. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. And so I was like, all right, like whatever, like, cause I think that would have like broken the internet like crazy, like people would have went crazy, and so had to find someone else, whatever.
Besides this interaction, nothing much else is known about whether these two are still friends or are still in communication anymore. Alissa, having that goofy and honest sense of humor that she has, will often tweet something that won't sit well with her followers and will cause some conflict. On her Twitter, Alissa has been wrapped up in some disputes after tweeting, "Sometimes I forget about my hood side."
What do you mean by that?
And her followers didn't take kindly to that statement, and many replied back saying she wasn't from the hood and has no experience coming from that sort of upbringing or financial background. Another Twitter moment she had was when she stated that if she got 100K likes on her tweet that she would come back to YouTube. Surprisingly, she didn't reach 100K likes. Instead, she's gonna come back anyways, and fans are making fun of her, calling her irrelevant and that no one cares about her. So whatever happened to Alissa Violet in her career? Well, we took a look at how her career started years ago. From her time making vines with other creators, to being part of Jake Paul's Team 10, to making that viral diss track with Rice Gum and being part of Clout Gang. She definitely has had a great career that a lot of other internet influencers would kill to have. So whatever happened to Alissa Violet? To recap, she's active on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, but not YouTube. She has chosen to stay away from drama and keep a low profile, still lives a very luxurious lifestyle and hangs out with a small circle of friends, all of which are successful influencers in their own right. And she has a secret boyfriend now apparently. Personally, I think it's cool that she's chosen to focus more on herself and live her life the way she wants without constantly being involved with drama. She's already made millions of dollars during her time in the spotlight, and I doubt she'll be in need of money anytime soon. She has been pretty outspoken about the industry and about how rude people on the internet are, and she said before that that's been a major reason why she's so low-key and drama-free now. It'll be good to see her one day get back to vlogging, to possibly see her collabing again with other major YouTubers and influencers. Who knows, maybe she'll collaborate again soon with Rice Gum, Banks, and other members of Clout Gang. After all, there is a Clout Gang 2.0 now. Regardless though, thanks so much you guys for staying to the end of this video, and this has been Whatever Happened to Alissa Violet. Thank you and see you guys again soon.